Hey guys, Joe here at My 59 Ranch. Today, my oldest daughter and we decided that we would start working on the hill cart or hill trolley or whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure, there's probably an official name. But we've been working to get this thing cleared out and exposed, and it's kind of cool actually. So the story goes that this cart was used to help, I guess it was the grandmother who struggled going up and down this hill, which I mean, I think anybody would. So this is not exactly an easy place to go up and down. It keeps you in shape or makes you pull a muscle, I'm not sure which, but nonetheless, the first thing that we started working on, I'm going to switch the camera around here, is that we started working on this area up here that was covered. It was all concrete slab, and it was just covered with roots and vines and 30 plus years of leaves, I'm going to guess. So we've been working to really get the woods cleaned up. So we're trying to get all of the branches and everything out and over to a pile so we can burn them, as well as getting up the ivy as much as possible. But it's going really well, and hopefully the video is pretty stable. Hey Megan, you want to come over here and look at this? Sure. So through a lot of work and effort, we've been pulling weeds and using the blower and everything. And so you see the motor down here?
Oh wow.
So that's actually the motor that had probably some type of metal cable that it would let the cable go out slowly. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think this bar right here in the middle, I think it probably connected to here. So this area right here. So the story goes is that the grandmother was going down the hill, and the cart, I don't know if it misaligned, it came off the railroad tracks or not, but it nonetheless, it came apart, and then it threw her down. And I think they said that was around like 1970.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, or late 70s, I think it was. So, and it's just been sitting here, but and you can see how rusted the frame is in a couple spots. I mean, this is really old. I think they had it put in maybe right around mid-60s is what I understood. So the house was made in built in 1959, and then this was put in, you know, sometime not too long after that. So really old equipment, but if you think about it, it's been sitting out here for 60 years basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty cool to think that this equipment would even be here that many years later. And honestly, outside of a couple, you know, rust spots, it actually doesn't look that bad. It's actually it's a lot of surface rust. I think the only spot I found that had a lot of rust in it was just right here, and that may be just from welds, I'm not sure. But and you can see that maybe when it came loose, or when the cable broke, or when the cart came off the railroad track, that's probably what broke or bent that beam there. If you notice the other side, it's not like that at all. It's aligned. So I'm going to guess that's probably some result of that event. You can see the kill switch right here. I mean, this thing, you can still see the writing on it, all the engraved information. So I'll have to look at this later and see if I can read a date on it, but I mean, that's just cool that it's even there. And then I didn't have a video of this, but I did have some photographs. I mean, here's the control panel to make the cart go up and down the hill, and this one obviously is a return request. So if you're up here and the cart was down there, I guess you would hit the button, and then who knows how you would reverse it. I don't know. There's a switch here. I think this is a metal switch, which maybe you pulled it down and that would reverse the motor, is what I'm guessing, but something like that. So there's that. And then there was this electrical panel. I'm guessing that this was like an on-off panel to give the power to the different switches here. So we'd turn on the actual power. Looks like it had a little tiny light in there, a couple lights right here. They probably indicated, you know, that the power was on, that kind of thing. So it's probably like power on and then power the system on kind of thing is what I'm guessing. So who knows? But you know, all the old boards, they're pretty much rotting away and have a lot of moss on them, but that's kind of cool. So it's just cool stuff to see. Things of the past. So what do you think? You tired?
Yeah.
We are sweating out here, guys. It is really, really hot today. It's more humid than it is temperature, but I guess it's probably like maybe mid 80s. Yeah. But it's really, really humid. I mean, you can just feel like the humidity in the air. So, but more stuff to do, more things to do. We'll see over the next week or so, because it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take some time to do all this, but it's always a pleasure with discovering new things. And you know, this was something that we didn't even know this hill cart was even here. That was discovered after we actually moved in. It was actually kind of a really big surprise, but we didn't really walk this side of the property when we bought the house. We were focusing in on the house and kind of the front area and that kind of thing. So and the staircase that we had to replace. So that was, you know, this was a total surprise. So all right, guys, well, hope this is entertaining for you. I think the next thing that we're going to do is that we are going to make a decision whether we rebuild this thing or not. I think the rails are actually probably 100% fine. So then it just ends up being probably rebuilding the cart. We'd have to obviously rerun some cabling for the power and that kind of thing. And I'd like to get some experts out here just to even entertain what would it cost. So depending on what those costs might be or what people say in the comments, maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll just run a contest to see, help people make us, force us into doing it or not. Maybe we'll ask people to say, hey, if you want us to do it, say yes, make comments in the video here. And we'll probably run an official poll on the website. So anyways, kind of cool stuff. Great weekend. I'm glad to spend the day with Megan out here. And that was kind of a cool thing that fathers and daughters like to do. So do stuff together, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, all right. We got the thumbs up, so I guess we're good. All right. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.